Welcome to Daily Papers.
Imagine you're a detective trying to solve a really important case. You ask your AI assistant to look up a key fact, something that could crack the whole thing open. The AI runs a quick search, grabs the very first result it finds, and confidently reports back the answer.
Okay, sounds efficient. But what if that top result was fake? What if someone had deliberately planted it there to mislead your investigation?
That could be a disaster. And it turns out our most advanced AI models are falling for this exact trick over and over again. That's what today's paper is all about. It's called the synthetic web, and it reveals a critical vulnerability in the AI systems we're increasingly relying on.
So, how do you even test if an AI is gullible? You can't just set it loose on the real internet, it's too messy and unpredictable.
Precisely. So the researchers behind this paper did something incredibly clever. They built their own mini internets. They call it the synthetic web benchmark. Think of it like a controlled laboratory or a simulation, but for the internet. They procedurally generated thousands of articles and websites, some credible news sources, some personal blogs, and even some conspiracy sites.
So, they created these self-contained little worlds where they know exactly what's true and what isn't.
Exactly. Then they took several cutting-edge language agents, which are AIs that can use tools like a search engine, and let them browse the synthetic web to answer questions. But here's the crucial part of the experiment. In what they call the adversarial condition, they did something sneaky.
Which was?
The AI's very first search on a topic, they secretly injected a single, well-written, plausible-sounding, but completely fake article and placed it right at the top of the search results, a honeypot designed to deceive.
Okay, so just one fake article ranked at number 1. The AI still has access to all the other truthful articles, right? It can just keep searching if it gets suspicious.
It can, and the researchers gave it an unlimited budget for searches and plenty of time, but the AIs almost never did. The results were, and this is a quote from the paper, catastrophic failures.
Catastrophic is a strong word. How bad are we talking? Let's look at their test of a frontier model they call GPT-5. In the normal environment, without the fake article, its accuracy on questions was about 65%. Not amazing, but decent. And with the fake article at the top?
Its accuracy plummeted to just 18%.
Wow, from 65% down to 18%? That's not just a dip, that's falling off a cliff. And it was all because of one misleading top result?
That's right, and this wasn't a one-off. They saw similar dramatic drops across all the different models they tested. For comparison, they also had humans perform the same task. Humans scored 98% in the normal setting and 93% even when shown the fake article.
So the task is definitely solvable. We humans seem to have a built-in skepticism meter that these AIs are missing. Why do they fail so badly? Why don't they just keep looking?
The researchers dug into the AI's behavior and found a few key reasons. The first is something they call minimal search escalation. Basically, the AI performs a search, sees the top result, and just stops. It doesn't think, this is an important question. Maybe I should check a couple more sources to be sure.
It's taking a shortcut. It's learned a lazy heuristic. Read the top result, then answer.
Exactly. The second problem is even more worrying: severe miscalibration. This means that even when the AI gives a completely wrong answer based on the fake article, it reports that it is highly confident in its answer.
So it's not just wrong, it's confidently wrong. It has absolutely no idea it's been fooled.
None at all. And finally, there's poor synthesis. In the rare cases where an AI did search more and found conflicting, truthful information, it still struggled. It would get confused and often couldn't properly integrate the correct information to override the fake article it saw first.
So what's the big theory that ties all this together?
The authors call it the positional anchoring hypothesis. The AI anchors its entire belief system for a query to the very first piece of information it sees, especially if it's in that trusted number 1 position in the search results. It's such a powerful bias that it overrides everything else that comes after.
That sounds a lot like cognitive biases in humans, like the primacy effect, where we give more weight to information we hear first.
It's a very close parallel, and the real-world implications are pretty scary. Manipulating search engine rankings through SEO is a massive industry. A bad actor could use these techniques to push a misleading article to the top of search results, knowing that an AI agent would likely read it, believe it, and repeat it confidently.
You could trick an AI to give bad financial advice, incorrect medical information, or even generate propaganda. And if you have systems of multiple AIs talking to each other, one poisoned source could trigger a whole cascade of failures.
That's the risk. The paper makes it clear that today's language agents aren't the critical, skeptical researchers we might imagine them to be. They have a fundamental, exploitable weakness. They trust the top search result far too much.
So how do we fix this? How do we build less gullible AI?
The paper proposes a few paths forward. One is building in procedural safeguards, which are basically rules that force the AI to consult multiple independent sources before it's allowed to give an answer. Another is adversarial training, where you deliberately train the AIs on tricky examples like these so they learn to spot contradictions and become more skeptical.
So essentially, we need to teach our AIs the oldest rule of the internet. It's a lesson a lot of us could probably use a refresher on, too.
Absolutely. This paper isn't just about pointing out a flaw. It provides a vital tool, this synthetic web, for testing and developing more robust, trustworthy AI. It's a call to build what the authors call epistemically humble agents.
AIs that know what they don't know and know when to keep digging for the truth. A fascinating and pretty sobering paper that shows just how far we have to go.